Well, we've drawn a pretty tough match here in round 5, which is kind of like a winning in for us because our breakers are so good if we end at 4-2. Even if it is a 6-round event or 7-round event, we're probably in. But I know Rich is running workshops, and this hand is pretty mediocre from us. I mean, I don't really have any good threats. I do have good land. I'm going to mulligan as well. I think this is a little better. I mean, against workshops, this could just go completely backwards if I don't draw a second land, but I'm going to keep that on top, and hopefully he doesn't sphere me turn 1. Thorn, that's a good one. Can't do much about that. Yeah, Ravager's good. So, I mean, look, these Overseers, if they're left unaccosted, they are very strong. Like, even getting 1 activation off them is extremely relevant. Like, if he, say, drops a Revoker on this, oh, workshop, my god. Alright, well, the good news is here, well, we'll see what happens, but the good news for us is that we're going to be able to ballista his. Unfortunately, these ancient tombs are going to start to really add up for us here, but not much we can do about that. I think I got a ballista and Ravager here. Or ballista. Yeah, I'm going to ballista and... I mean, I can play another Overseer here. This is not perfect because he can sack his Ravagers to make this thing really hard to hit. So essentially I'm going to make him sack a Ravager to do this. I'm not going to sack my Ballista. I mean, we're not in great shape here, but if we get to untap, he's only got 1 card in hand here. Like, if he doesn't have his own Ballista or anything like that, we're probably alright, but he has to fight over this Overseer. I mean, if he sacks the Ravager to it now, then great. I don't have to use one of my removal pieces, but next turn this thing's going to really start to get out of control. There's many variables here that come into play, but that can hurt us. But I feel like we might be alright here. We just need Rich to brick a little bit. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Just popping her all on. Okay. I really do think Rich should have probably waited there, but we'll see. I mean, with our Ravager here, we may be able to just even kill him here the following turn. This is presuming he doesn't do anything big. Yeah, so he does have his own walking Ballista here, which is really good for Rich. So we lose this match here. He just gets 2 of our guys here. Is he going to let me on top? No, he would never let me on top. You can't quite kill me here. He does stop me from using my ancient tombs next turn, though. Oops. Well, this is a calamity errors, this one. Probably should have just put it at his face. Problem is, we use these tombs, we just die. 3, 4, 6. I can only use one of the tombs once. Yeah, we don't survive here. It's unfortunate. He can still kill all our guys here. Yep. Yeah, we're just dead by via Alpha Strike, right? Wow, Rich had the big ballista there. That was huge. Just doesn't even matter because he can just sack the Ravager onto the ballista and kill me. Sure wish I had a dismember. I mean, that would kill me too. Well, the good news is, guys, is we have a very, this is our first mirror today, and we've got pretty good mirror. We get a lot of hate in our sideboard, so, as I'm sure Rich does too. Like, I know Rich likes worm coils and stuff, which are hard for us to deal with, but he just had the answers there. That was just the bottom line. He had the answers. So we'll take out Trinisphere, we're going to take out our Thorns, and we're going to take out our Spheres. I'm never crazy about taking out my Spheres in these type of matches, but I'm going to do it anyways. That is a lot. That is a very big workshop killer. Look at that thing. Hangerback, 3 Precursors, Worm Coil, 2 Metamorph, 4 Porcelain Legionnaires, 4 Overseers. Really strong. You know, Rich just being on the play there was really much the difference. And of course, he drew a workshop, and we didn't, and that ended up being significant. All right. I mean, look, we don't have a lot of gas here. Just going to play out the workshop. And I really don't care if he chooses to waste it, that's fine. We've got a lot of other land here, and we're very low curve deck, so. Rich has his own workshop, which is fine. Crucible. That does nothing in this match. Hopefully that's all he's got. All right. Come on, gas. Well, we're going to wasteland. And we're just going to attack for 2. I'm going to keep the Mana Crypt around because I think there's a chance we get wastelanded here, but let's see. Like, we showed a lot of weakness there, not having a play. We really need some gas here. That's pretty good. Surgical extraction. You got it, bitch. So we really just need to beat down as fast as we possibly can here. You know, like we could be facing down a worm coil here in a second, which is really scary for us. I'm going to shut off Walking Ballista here. It's one of the cards that can just blow us right out of the water here. I think now I'm going to sacrifice this and just start getting in. Like, this is pretty significant. With me having a Ravager in play here is pretty powerful to be able to Alpha Strike here momentarily. Like, a Worm Coil's not going to do it. I don't think I've quite got enough to get him, but depends on what we draw. And this is one of the, you know, when you look at the type of build that I'm playing. Oh, I don't like seeing a Mox there. The type of build that I'm playing, it's quite resilient to a Crucible lock because we're not worried about our opponents spending time setting up the lock. We are trying to beat down really fast, and we've gotten ourselves in a position here where, you know, we've set a pretty decent clock here. Even after floundering for a turn, like, this is still looking decent for us. 5 mana, so this could be a precursor. Okay. Now, precursor's good, and it stops us. Oh, jeez. Okay. Well, that's Ravager fodder. can I kill him? I can't kill him, right? If I attack with everything, I attack with my factory. This factory is going to lose some of its potency in a second. Right, I get him close. I attack with all three. Yeah, I mean, it's solid. I think I do it. This is going to be a 5-5. He's going to be able to double waste my factories here. So I'm getting through no matter what. For 3, this is going to be 5. Right. So 3. 6, 7. I get him for 10. I don't think I attack with the overseer here. I suspect he's going to triple block my Ravager or something. Maybe he'll just throw 1 in front of my Revoker and 2 in front of my Ravager, which is quite reasonable. And we could be facing down a Worm Coil here, which is definitely bad for us. Like, if I lose my Ravager here, Precursor's a good card, guys. It just stopped me cold. And we've bricked a couple times here. Like, drawing a Chalice is a brick. I mean, it is +1 for my Ravager, but yeah, it's fine. Okay. So this is great for me in the sense that I mean, it sucks I'm going to lose my my land the following turn, but I get most of his stuff. I get all his stuff here. He preserved his life total, which is solid. We're going to have no lands, these things anymore, and you know, it's very possible he just plays another Precursor this turn. But if he decides to leave my lands alone and he casts a Worm Coil, it's going to kill him. Okay, so he does have the Worm Coil. Yeah. The 2 life is relevant here. So he's got the Wasteland. So, I get through for 3. It should be enough, right? So I attack with just everything, right? Attack with just everything. This dies. I'm going to sack to my Ravager 6, 7, 8. He just dies here, unless he's got a Dismember. He's got 1 blocker. I can actually just pump with my Overseer, right? Like, or I just tap on my Overseer. I think giving +2, +2. 3. Or do I just attack with everything? He wastes this. I sacrifice it. It's 5, 6. Fair. Exactly. Oof. Tight. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm going to bring in a Ratchet Ball. I'm going to take out my Chalice of the Void. Pretty much our entire deck is pretty solid here. Yep, I think this is good. Let's take her in, guys. Let's just hope for a really good hand. Yeah, that's just great. This is about as strong as a hand as we could ask for. You know, losing our workshop is not awesome, but it is what it is. We're going to be able to have a turn 1 Legionnaire and Overseer. Yeah, so that I don't like. This situation is a little more tenuous, for sure. But we're doing this plan for sure. Hopefully he just doesn't have a big fight. Like if he wastes me, I'll live with it. Hopefully he doesn't have a waste or strip mine, because getting a precursor down will be very solid in this position. Like there's a lot of things that can go wrong here. Like if he Walking Ballista, for instance, blows us out. All right, that I can live with. Okay, it's fine. It's not awesome, but hopefully we just peel a Ballista here. Okay. Well, 3, 6, 7. One short from casting both the Foundry Inspector and the Precursor. I think we just got to get our Precursor in here, though. I'm going to attack with my Porcelain Legionnaire. You know, like if Rich wants to sacrifice some stuff to make a bigger creature and kill my Legionnaire, I can live with that, I think. So I think the big play for us right now is that we definitely need to be able to dodge a worm coil here or an opposing precursor golem. Like if he's casting small creatures versus us, I can totally live with that because my chief is going to really pump things up here. But you know, there's a lot of ifs here. If he doesn't do anything significant this turn, like we are really going to pressure his life total in a huge way. Now, that's a big if, right? I'm very happy with how our hand has been this game. Yeah, and this is fine. I mean, you know, just want to dodge a precursor here or a worm coil. Ballista as well would be bad, but you know, it is what it is. So we did not get there on that front. Okay, let's draw I guess our own worm coil would be good. Metamorph would be amazing. I don't really want Dismember because it kills my own precursor golem. Ballista would be a phenomenal draw. Precursor. I think we might have to get our precursor golem in right now. Wastelands this. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do it the following turn. So and I can cast Overseer and Wasteland him. But then we're just off precursor altogether, and we're never getting it back in. He's just going to trip. I think we're just going to trade precursors here. I mean, Rich had it last turn. A good card in the precursor. We just have to hope he misses here because we're gonna trump again. We're gonna do it again, and then we're gonna follow up with Chief of the Foundry, which is really strong here. And if we can ever get Ballista going, oh man, to unlock our Overseer, my goodness. But one of the cards that would really be bad for us here would be a Worm Coil. Okay. Yeah, this is perfectly reasonable. Number 10. All right, guys, here's the hoping. And next turn, hopefully he doesn't do anything of significance this turn, and playing the Chief should really help here next turn. Like, I'm presuming he's going to Wasteland my Workshop here, knowing I'm struggling on mana. This is another precursor column. Like, we're pressuring him pretty hard here. Yeah, that's great for us. Hopefully he doesn't have a Metamorph here. Yeah, alright. No Metamorph. One card in hand for Rich. Alright, guys, here we go. Ballista. Chief. That's pretty good. Now if we can draw land next turn, it's really huge. I feel like I might have to strip mine him here to prevent him from casting a worm coil. I think we just attack with everything here. Yeah. This will shut off his Ancient Tomb. This really puts on pressure. Like, it's not overly profitable for him to block in any capacity. Yeah, because Ancient Tomb is going to deal damage to him next turn as well, if he wants to cast something big. So, I feel like this is a pretty strong board state for us. The Chief was huge here, putting us out of reach of just trading 1 for 1. But let's see. I mean, there's possible he's got a Dismember, all sorts of things. I doubt it because I don't think he'd be in the think tank that hard. But that would be just a disaster for us. Yeah, that seems like an easy block there. But he's facing like 16 damage there, unblocked damage. So I feel like he's kind of got to get in front. Like, I mean, he just doesn't have a lot of choice. Even a Precursor Golem on his turn next turn isn't enough. And this allows us, by strip mining him now, taking his Workshop, puts him in a position where if he wants to cast something to get blockers up, he's got to play his Workshop, which leaves our Ancient Tomb alone, allowing us to cast it next Chief, which is just, you know, going to be really lights out. I guess Black Lotus could be a thing here too in the Worm Coil, but so Rich is really thinking this through here. Fair enough. I mean, it's a very big play. Yeah, and he just sacks everything to Ravager. I mean, he will trade with my Overseer, but I think he sacks the Revoker and Foundry Inspector to the Ravager. Doesn't make sense otherwise. But he takes 8 damage here, shutting off his Ancient Tomb. I mean, Dismember is a disastrous card for us. Dismember will hose us in the largest way if he has it next turn, but I mean, I strongly suspect he doesn't have it here because I don't think this would be a decision. But if, let's say, he does draw it, he's going to have to pay He would just die if he doesn't. If he takes this damage here, the 8 damage, he just dies. Now he could sacrifice his Crucible here to his Ravager. He could sacrifice the Foundry Inspector and the Revoker to make a 4/4 to trade with one of my guys, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. But then he has no board other than one really big Golem, which is not going to stop my army the following turn. Okay, Rich is still there. I was just about to test just to make sure. Okay, so this is what we're doing. Yeah, he's just trading straight up. So it only takes 4 damage this way, and I think that's probably a pretty good set of blocks for him. Makes a real big Ravager, and I guess he tries to, I don't know what he does next turn. I mean, it only leaves me with a Foundry Inspector next turn if he does draw the Dismember, but so I'm not out of the woods here yet. But Rich would have to draw incredibly well to get out of this position. All right, time of truth. All right,